to the queue. And we already have one person here who wants to speak, so we'll start with Eggplant. I'll allow you to speak. The floor is yours.
Hello there, Mike J and Vince and Pedro.
Hey there.
Real honored talking to you guys. I wanted to know, Mike J, how did you got started working at Running with Scissors?
Well, I was working on the streets, giving hand jobs and blow jobs for money. And Vince drove up to my corner and he was like, "Hey, you want to work with me?" And I was like, "Yep, that sounds nice." I thought I was going to jerk him off, but no, he actually hired me to work marketing for the company. So the rest is history.
Wow, pretty much how I started.
That's not true. I was in a I was in a computer class with Vince's son in high school. Actually, his son's name is Vinny. So he used to tell us about how his dad owned a video game company, which seemed like a huge lie because the kid didn't know how to use a computer. And then one day I was leaving school, and he said, "Hey, give me a ride to my dad's office." So I was like, "Oh, this will be a fucking gag." So I drive him to this office, and it was a computer office, and I met Vince. We sort of bullshitted. He gave me a bunch of free stuff. I met the team, and then like 2 years later, my little brother was working for Vince's fiance at the time at a shipping store, like a UPS store. And he came into the store with Vinny, saw my brother, said, "Hey, send your brother in for a conversation." And we all met up. We laughed, and he was like, "You should work here." So I started. That was back in 2001. Silence your phone. There's your
Good
answer,
shit.
Eggplant.
Good shit. Good shit. So I think we are having some technical difficulties here. Somebody's saying that they can't request to speak. Can everybody else request to speak besides those with roles?
Click the hands up button.
I think that's because we're mods. It won't let us jump in the queue. I'm gonna exit.
Oh, okay.
Letting you know.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. If you have, yeah, great. Okay. So next up is Casper. The floor is yours. Hey, Casper.
Oh man. All right. Man, it feels unreal. Well, fuck.
Take
man.
your hand off your
Like, need
penis
stay-
and ask us a question already.
No, Mike, I'm 15, dude. I can never.
That's true. You sound like a 15-year-old too.
Really?
No.
Yeah, I figured. Well, I was just wondering if you guys were gonna do more like community challenges, if you will, like the whole We Are a Postal Dude thing you did a few weeks back.
Well, it'd be nice if we actually did something with that, wouldn't it, Pedro?
Well, yeah, I suppose so. we definitely don't do that in our podcasts.
Well, we did get the best submission for that today, actually.
Oh, we did,
The
yeah.
Russian postal girl sent in her videos, so we have those. So anybody who's been edging themselves for the last few months, finally finish.
All right.
Yeah,
well,
I think we should do more community-based stuff. I mean, as we get closer to the Postal 4 release, we'll be doing more stuff like that. We want to see more participation from you jerk-offs, so that'd be nice.
All right.
But we have to do something with it, right, Pedro?
Yeah, we definitely do. We definitely should do something.
Is that Matt? That's Lego Obama?
Yep, that's Matt.
Oh, yeah, you should change your
What's up, gamers?
so people know who you are.
Oh, I will. Give me a second.
All right, where is Uvu? Oh, there she is.
Just so everybody knows, Vince is here too. He's just
Yeah, guys, don't forget about Vince.
me. He's with me. We don't have two
Wait,
separate.
who's Vince?
Oh, he's this guy that you don't need to know the history. He's just this guy.
You're
man.
fired.
Say it, Vince. Everybody wants to hear it. No, fire the postal dude, man.
Hey, check this out. Actually, this morning, I was at this bagel joint. True story. And this fuckface, a guy I don't like, comes in, but I wanted something from him anyway. And I happen to be promoting a certain local political candidate. So I'm getting signatures. And the funniest thing happened, I had it with me. and he came over to talk to me. The guy loves to talk to me. I just listen. So I said, "Hey," I said, "Would you sign my would you sign my petition?" And I busted out laughing because I realized all of a sudden I was in postal dude mode. And anyway, the guy was like, "No, man, I don't sign anything." And I was just like, "Well, that's okay. All right." But
I'm not sure if I'd sign your petition either.
yeah, well,
But you'd fire me just the same.
but it was
Vince
a
needs
very
to see you,
funny.
dude.
It was a very funny, true experience this morning. I mean, and I didn't explain why I was laughing.
Just
so-
tell everybody nothing personal, man, but you're fine.
Yeah. Well, that was the next thing he says to me. He goes, "I don't discuss my personal politics." I was like, "Oh my god,
You're like, I don't need you to discuss them. Just sign the fucking.
just sign the fuck it." That was actually what
You
I
have
was
to tell them, sign this, or will it be your remaining family member?
like. Yeah.
No way, you freaking pinko.
See, that's what he said.
Something like that. I actually, 2 days ago, I've been a lot calmer. I mean, this is not relevant to anything, but I got in my car, and some lady that was next to me, parked in a like a little mall area. She fucking opens the door. I'm all of a sudden I'm sitting in my car, and all of a sudden I hear thump, and I look over. She just slammed the door into my car. So I said, "What the fuck?" And I look, and she's got a mask. She's about 50 years old. She was an ugly broad, and she had a mask on. So anyway, long story short, she ignored me. I went around. I banged on a window, and I was like hoping her husband was in the car or something because I don't want to, it's a woman. But I felt, I just, I don't know. I caught myself. I was going off on her like, because she said she rolls the window down finally, and she goes, "I did not." I said to her, "Look," I said, "take you and your fucking mask." I said, "Get the fuck out of here." I said, "Before I lose my temper." And then I was like, "Gee," I said, I shouldn't. I should have just let it go. But I mean, we all fuck up. But you got to be able to stand up when you fuck up. You just can't deny it. That's what pissed me off more than anything. But anyway, come on. What about some questions? I'm just telling fucking stories.
Yes, sirree.
That's enough for most people.
All right, next up, I'll bring a long-time moderator here in the Discord server. It's Ubu Ball. Let me just invite to speak. All right. Hey there.
Can we bring the merchandise from the 90s? Because the merchandise from the 90s is a lot better than what's on offer right now.
Ooh.
I'm sorry,
Oh,
Mike.
man.
I do not like that hockey. It is like graphic design is my passion.
I'm sorry, you're speaking very fast and it's cutting out. I didn't hear what you said.
All right. So she's asking about the merchandise from the 90s.
Well, we're probably not going to get thick, heavy black Hanes beefy tees ever again. And printing shirts with a teeny tiny little postal on it is kind of meaningless. So I don't know. I don't know what you want.
Yeah, what would you like?
Oh
She's gone.
shit! I accidentally hold on. Invite to speak again. Come back. Come back.
Yeah, but the teeny tiny logo ones were cool. I could wear those.
Well, you're like the only person asking for it. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you permission to go to your local mall and have somebody make one for you.
Hey, that's fair.
No, not good enough for you.
Not.
I'll
She
do
wants-
it probably.
She wants the official
you go.
experience right
Yeah, I
there.
mean,
I'll track
here's the
down
thing.
one of the
Here's the-
vintage ones.
just so you know, printing T-shirts is fucking expensive, and it also takes up like loads of office space. So like ordering things that I can assure you won't sell out very quickly is a pain in the ass. But
Okay, what's the least
knows?
selling thing on the website?
currently,
Yeah, the least selling.
Least selling or most popular?
least. Probably the Cunny dolls actually.
Oh, we can't just get rid of the candy dolls.
Yeah,
Those
why? You
are.
want some?
Yeah, I mean, they're the only sex toys we have.
Yeah, what we do with we need the sex toys.
Yeah, I don't know. I like them too. There's a lot of stuff.
They're nice. It's just not a classic character yet. A lot of people
Yet.
don't even know about it.
Yeah. Oh well. Let's move over to AK Morris, who
Thank
might
you.
have a question for us. This one is a big fan.
Oh yeah, real big super fan of Postal since representing since 2021.
Wow.
My big question is, I've always wondered this: what was the origin of the company name Running with Scissors? What made you guys decide to name the company Running with Scissors?
Back then, in the 90s, well, I started myself around 81, 82, and many companies through the 80s and even into the 90s, they had different types of names that I don't know. I can't even recall so many of them, but I didn't like any of the, people would like just, I don't know, symbolism shit. And for me, even because we were making kids' games, and I just wanted, just like I wanted Postal to be something completely different, completely raw, very emotional. I wanted the name of the company to represent basically what we were expressing in the game itself. And I don't know, when I was a kid, I'm a little older than most of you, it was a very common saying, don't run with scissors. Okay. My mother told me it. I mean, it's just not mine, a whole generation. Don't run with scissors. Don't run with scissors. So my attitude was, well, we're really all about doing what you're not supposed to do. So we're running with scissors. And, kicked it around about a day. And I said, this is cool. I like this. And that's the name of the company. I mean, that's how it happened.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
There were
All
names of
right.
companies back then, Spectrum, and I can't even remember so many of them. And companies that you'd go to the game shows and people had white lab coats on, or the typical T-shirts or whatever. It just to me seemed, once again, just more zombies, more aliens, more boredom. I just wanted it to be completely different.
That's pretty nice. All right, we got another request to speak from Lenas Bestos, also known as Lena. Here we go.
Hey guys, this is more of a question for Mike and Pedro, but with the economy system for Postal 4, how robust do you want that to be? Like, do you want to be able to sell items as well? Or will that just be more like how it was in 2, just with extra options?
I'll let Pedro start here.
Is it about the initial cash you get or the cash you get throughout the game?
Just in general, like when you have like certain items like Vitamin X or crack pipes, like say you could sell them to Vit, so like Civi or any other underground drug dealers that might be in the game.
We do have a system that we haven't implemented yet for extra ways to acquire certain items, certain weapons. We haven't announced that yet, but we will soon, very soon, when it's ready. But yeah, the economy is still something that we are working on. We still have a lot of tweaks to make, a lot of weapon and item distribution throughout the map that we still need to make. So yeah, still not finalized there.
So
But like Pedro said, the new items that we haven't announced yet, they're gonna shake up the economy in game, and also now you're gonna be able to purchase like the scooters at the scooter station. So like that's already one thing, but then you have CV, and we're gonna keep adding more on top of that.
Yeah, I think
Pretty much.
overall it's going to be sort of a slightly more robust system that's in the past, but I doubt we're going to be implementing like a full-on trade system. I mean,
Yeah, that will be if we ever do something like that. It's certainly not going to be so soon, but don't quote me on that. So we got some
Yeah.
text questions here. From the first one is from Cust. Do you guys have any plans to bring Larry the Lobster to Postal 4? That's actually a funny question.
well, maybe
Because
you should check our Twitter today.
yeah.
And it's Crab. It's Larry the Crab. Larry the Lobster is from SpongeBob.
Well, he's red, but he's definitely not a lobster.
Yeah, actually. So if you look at the video we posted on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok today, there's going to be collectibles all over the map. So you can collect them all, and it's going to be Cunny dolls and Larry the Crab dolls. So
And as a reward for you at the end of the day.
yeah,
We got a question from Popman Brad. Oh, never mind. That's not the question. Or is it?
What did he just
What's
say? You
your
guys suck balls.
what's your WPM on your keyboards? That's what he's
Words per
asking.
minute. He wants to know how fast I
Oh,
type.
well, I don't know.
I
I'm a
think it's
fast
because he can
typer.
hear me type in the background. So
That's probably it.
between 80 and 100, just depends. And I actually really only type with 2 fingers on each hand. So
We got a very
now,
important question from Lazy, who is asking, question for Vince, will he marry me?
It would be possible.
well, we
And
have to wait until we start the compound.
I'm getting divorced.
Well,
So,
we need to do the polygamy thing again.
Yeah,
Running with scissors
yeah.
polygamy compound.
Yeah.
I'm a big believer in spousal relationships. Not necessarily monogamous, but okay.
There you go. We got
And it
a
depends. It really
yeah.
depends upon what you look. I mean, I take. Um, so give me an idea of what you would like in a marriage, and then I'll.
Yeah. Talk about the
That's
long
deep.
walks on the beach, all that jazz.
Yeah. All of that. Okay, so we are going to take some requests to speak. First up is Cool Kid 95. Take it away.
Oh my gosh, this is such an honor. I was reading through the cutting room floor and I saw something interesting that's unused in the game that I really want to know what it was. So like it said that in the Apocalypse Weekend opening cutscene there's unused dialogue for the postal dude talking to Gary Coleman and telling him to say that Willis thing. What's the context of that? Why is that removed?
Man, I don't actually remember the lines.
The famous Gary line.
And he says, "Hey, former child star, say that Willis thing."
Right, right.
I mean, it's man, actually, I want to say the original intro we had been fuck, there was I remember seeing video of the postal dude and Gary in like a Matrix style fight.
What?
Kind of like, it was it was like a white background. It was like in the test area in the Matrix, and there was like a fight between Gary and the postal dude. So that man, dude, this is a really long time ago. and nobody, only me and Vince were there for this, and we weren't really there because we were in the other room. But yeah, there was definitely something to do with Gary and him fighting in his mind, and so there, and it was animated even. But don't ask if we still have it because we don't have shit from back then. We used to have this like big rack server and it had a backup built in, and I think like the whole thing died sometime around 2005. So anything older than 2005 is pretty much gone. Uh, but yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
that's
pretty
such
sure
a
it was
shame.
because of that. I'm pretty sure it was a like a kung fu fight between Gary and the postal dude.
It's really a shame because a lot of people really want to see those beta builds and stuff that hasn't ever seen the light of day.
Well,
But yeah,
we'd love to give it to you, but we don't have it.
exactly.
Just like we'd love to make Postal 3 free on Steam, but we don't have access.
Oh yeah. All right, we're taking another request to speak from Dallas. Hey Dallas.
1 second.
5,
Hello.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Bye bye. Okay, we're taking another call from Charismic AIDS. Okay, that's a fun name.
Thank you very much. Pleasure to be here. I have a question for Vince. Why did you decide to make a video game company, and did you have a steady job beforehand?
Well, it's kind of a. I went to school, college. My degree was in education, and I wanted to be a teacher. But I was fired after my first semester. I was pretty young, and I was basically bringing up topics in school. In high school, I was teaching juniors and seniors. And that didn't work out. And then I started a somewhat like a a cult kind of thing, a little commune thing, and I was basically expelled from my own community that I founded because I was bringing a lot of people into it, and not some of the other guys didn't appreciate my approach to how I thought it should be done. And then I was actually studying for my PhD in psychology, and I was just working and doing anything you could imagine, um, preferably legal. And I was got involved in running clubs, discos back then. And then I started working on Wall Street, back then what was called MIS, Management Information Systems, and I was working with programmers and systems analysts. And then what happened is a company called Atari was bought by Warner Brothers before it was Time Warner. They came to New York, and I basically started working with them as a consultant, and I built their teams. I was bringing in programmers and artists, and we had one person doing audio. Back then, one programmer basically designed and made a game for the 2600 or the Atari 400, 800. And typically there was maybe two artists per game. And we only had one audio person out of about 12 people in the Atari staff at that time. When Atari then went bust within about a year, I really enjoyed it because my personal background was in art when I was much younger. And I just was like, well, this is great. I mean, this whole video game world. So I got involved and started another video game company. And that company went from, I don't know, like 82, I think, or so, till 96 when I created Running with Scissors. And that company mostly made what was back then called edutainment games. I did a lot of games for Sesame Street and Disney, but also on the Commodore 64, Spy versus Spy. I did, Free Willy, Tom and Jerry. Those games helped support and fund the original Postal. So it was never my idea to go into the video game industry or to create a video game company or to help design a video game because when I grew up, none of it existed. So I hope that answer wasn't too long, but I often see people, writing things, and I'm like, I never said half of that shit, and that's completely inaccurate. But you folks right now are listening to me. That's actually how it all happened.
But we've also done a lot of drugs, so it's possible we said things we don't remember.
Rock and
No
roll and
comment.
drugs.
No comment.
Yeah.
I'm a little old.
Plus, sometimes you say something to a hooker and you don't remember what you said either.
Right,
So.
that's different. Baby Mikey. Baby Mikey. Should I tell that story?
No.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. In respect to Mike J's wife, who's a great girl, I will not tell that story.
I don't care. I don't. She knows, but there's other people that should.
We'll have some talks about that. All right, I'll bring back Dallas. Hope you're ready this time. Hey, Dallas.
Yeah, sorry about last time. My mom just came in. Anyway, so I actually have two questions, both relating back to like the origin of Postal. So the first question is, were there any considered names that you thought of for the series before you chose Postal? This question is for Vince.
The idea when we were first discussing what the game would be, what type of game, I personally was never a fan. I mean, a little older. Aliens, zombies. I've never had an interest in sci-fi much myself. I grew up in a much more, how should I say, reality-driven weirdness. So anyway, the whole idea of Postal to me was to have a game about a dude who's in southern Arizona, and I just wanted it to reflect, in its own strange, unique way, reality and the pressure of reality and the emotional strife of reality. So, we had Running with Scissors as the name of the company, and the game was basically run around, shoot, and just blast your way and have fun. Didn't give much more thought to it, but somebody had suggested, well, the obvious thing was going postal. And I thought, no, it's, I don't want to be going postal. I like singular names and other things I've done. And I just thought, just Postal by itself, boom. Now, having made that decision, we call the game Postal. When we finally announced the game back in 97, right around now, I guess, I think I announced the company in March of 97, and then I announced the game about a month later. It wasn't long after that that I got a letter from the Postmaster General of the United States, and they wanted us to change the name of the game. I told them to go fuck themselves. And then that actually led to a lawsuit, which lasted about 7 years before we won because I trademarked the word postal. And as it turned out, here's a little bit of history. The post office, the postal service in the United States was founded by Benjamin Franklin in like, I don't know, 1795 or some shit. Anyway, it's existed for 200 years, but they never trademarked it or legally protected it until I came along and I protected the word postal. So the post office felt it was offensive, blah, blah, blah. Long story short, they lost. We won. So that was that. You had another question, I think?
Yeah, and this one's also relating. This one's a bit more about the like that lore of the game. So, if from your view, I know this is like a popular topic, but from your view, do you think that the Postal One dude and the Postal Two dude are the same people? Or do you think they just so happen to be people who like have the same voice, look the same, but aren't actually the same person? Like kind of like a doppelganger.
Well, for me, and this gets back to the original game, the reason why he's the postal dude and he's not Duke dude or John dude or is because I that anonymity. I'm so bad with certain words. For me, it was all about anybody can assume the identity of the postal dude, whether you're young, old, male, female. I don't care what your personal situation is. The postal dude is really an expression of frustration and getting through the day. That's how I seen it from the very beginning. So really that's been it. So the idea that the postal dude in 1 or 2 or in the add-ons or even 3 and now 4, it's who you are as the player. That's what it is to me. That's my original intent, and that's to me is more important. I mean, story-wise, etc. I mean, he's got Champ come, it's all of that. But look, the postal dude's been the gimp. He's is the postal dude gay? He's trans. He's whatever you want him to be. But in bottom line is the postal dude character is someone who just wants to get through the day. That's all. I hope that answered the question.
And I want to add to that we recently made a challenge, which is the We Are Postal Dude challenge. And that's pretty much the idea behind it, because the Postal Dude is all of you guys, all of you who are playing our games, all of you are the Postal Dude. So the challenge was based on that.
That said, there is some lore which is all bullshit, and we just write it as we go. So, I mean, you may see people talking about certain things. I mean, yeah, we try to have some fake bullshit continuity between things, right? Like, I don't know, if you've played Postal 4 and you get to the ending, you'll see some things that address this, but it's all bullshit. Like we don't have a fucking Bible here that has the written lore of this. And whenever people ask that stuff, we just make it up. So
I think it's important.
Also, there's 69 people listening. Nice.
Woo!
You're just supposed to say nice,
69.
you fucking idiot.
Okay,
Well,
nice.
There you go.
I think something else I'd like to just mention is for me, it's always been about having fun, enjoying yourself, getting a laugh. It's that kind of thing. So, I, you know, I don't take it serious, and I would hope no one takes it serious. The idea is you're playing a game to have fun, whatever that means, whatever's fun. Whether you're getting your rocks off, you're playing with your girlfriend, your boyfriend, you're playing with your dick. It don't matter as long as you're having fun. and so to me, that's really, I guess you might say, the underlying, the underbelly, the foundation of what goes into making the game. Which is why, like Mike was just saying, I think it's important to have a certain degree of continuity. But we're making something new. It's creative. It's an expression. I mean, I don't want to be restricted, and I don't want anyone on the team. I always tell everybody, anything goes. Actually, I have two rules. I don't believe in rape, and I don't believe in child abuse. Okay, so you'll never see that reflected in the game. But other than that, it's open. It's okay. Things don't have to make sense. When people like, oh well, this is it. What the fuck? Who cares? Have fun. Are you having fun? Good.
Ditto. All right, we'll move over to Momathos Diego. Take the floor.
Oh, hello everybody.
Hi there.
So I have a bit of a question. It might be a bit worthless, but
We fully
has there
expect every question to be worthless, so don't worry about it.
has there been any advertisements of the Postal games, like TV commercials or magazine advertisements?
The original Postal was published by a company called Ripcord Games, which was actually a division of Panasonic Interactive Media of America. And Ripcord Games was a new label that they wanted to get into games other than, because Panasonic Interactive Media of America was publishing anything and everything, but not actually games. They were doing edutainment type software. So when they wanted to branch out, they created a new label called Ripcord Games, and they wanted a flagship title to basically help with that initial promotion, and that title was Postal. Back then, there was ads in game magazines. There was never a television ad. There were radio spots, most famously on the Howard Stern show. And actually, part of the whole problem was because they paid. I mean, look, this company was a big company. It's Panasonic, okay? So they had, really deep pockets, and there was an actual advertising budget, and we ran some ads, what they call live ads on Howard Stern. That's rather than a canned ad that's just run. That's him actually reading it live, talking about it.
Those are popular again now with
Yeah.
podcasts.
And he just, he went off because he was like, he couldn't believe this game was crazy. It was funny, and it was Panasonic. The fucking ad agency at the time, I believe it was Gray, major Madison Avenue firm, when they hand him a sales sheet, an ad sheet, it's supposed to say the client's name, the product, a little description, so he has some sense of what he's going to talk about. Well, they were supposed to put Running with Scissors as the client, Postal as the product with the bio or the description of the game. They didn't put Running with Scissors. They put Panasonic. So fucking Howard, being whatever you want to think of him, he just was going off on, and anyway, that led to a major crisis within Panasonic, and that's actually why everything pretty much stopped in terms of the marketing back then. There was potential to have it be on TV back in '97 when it came out, but it never went anywhere. And then since then, what we've always done ourselves, because we don't have look, we're not in a position, we can't afford to run TV ads. We haven't even fucking run it. Radio ads. Thank God for the internet.
There was a Postal 2 magazine ad.
Oh,
that Whiptail ran. I think it was in Computer Gaming World or maybe PC
but
Game.
that's probably the last time,
Definitely.
in terms of anything so-called formal or commercial. And then, of course, we've just done over the years. We've done our own shit, on the internet, or we do stuff at conventions, at E3, GDC, things like that. But in terms of formal commercial, television, radio, no.
There you have it. All
Hey,
right,
listen,
so
folks,
yeah.
Hey, Pedro, let me ask. I hope my answers aren't too long, but given this opportunity with the fans, I just want to try to be as complete as possible, because it's important that you actually hear what's the facts from Mike J or myself as compared to, because a lot of times when we do interviews, I go back and I'm like, I never said that. Where did that fucking question come from? Because unfortunately, a lot of commercials, excuse me, interviews, they don't actually necessarily reflect 100% what the interview was. But that's just part of, I guess, editorial journalism. I don't know.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. And I suppose a lot of people here prefer those long answers rather than just short and without a lot of context. Yeah, a lot of people here prefer that. All
Good.
right, so we'll move over to the Cone Man.
I'm the man.
The Cone Man.
Cone.
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 Hello, sorry, am I coming through clear?
Yep.
Very well. Go ahead, Cone Man. Are you the con man or the cone man?
The Cone Man.
Now we don't hear him.
Okay.
He's gone.
He's gone.
The mic usually
Unless.
doesn't work when it's up your ass.
No.
Get off
All
the
right.
mic. Stand up.
I'll give you 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3. I'll move over to Perry. Perry, take it away.
Okay, so I have two questions. Either Mike J or Vince, who sucks whose balls?
We suck each other's balls. This is a fucking commune, bro.
This is running with scissors, buddy. We all suck each other.
Yeah, what the fuck?
When you get hired,
Nice.
you have
Equal
to.
opportunity. Amazing. Very progressive. And
Very.
So
secondly,
when you get hired, you have to send a dick pic to everyone on the team. Yeah.
And not a limp dick pic, a fully erect dick pic.
Yeah.
Yep.
No floppy
Um,
ones.
if I apply, can I send a shit pic instead?
No.
No.
No,
it has to
doesn't
be a
too
dick.
easy.
No.
Okay. And then secondly, more for the development team, post release of Postal 4, do you have any plans for a new IP or series, or are you just going to continue with Postal?
Well, I mean, we have a second IP that we just haven't done anything with. It's called Assault and Battery. It was a VR game we were working on for a while, and we sort of hit a wall with it because you can only spend so much money making VR products before they become like major financial albatrosses. We moved on to Postal 2x2, which became Postal 4, but we do plan to bring that back and make a game with it. We'll probably release the VR game at some point too. It just needs a little bit of love. So yeah, I mean, Assault and Battery is our other intellectual property, and one day you guys will see what that is. Well, you can sort of see what it is in Postal 4. There is a poster for it outside the arcade. It's a game about toys. It's basically the Toy Story of the Postal universe. So,
All right. I think we can bring back the Cone Man. Let's see. Cone Man.
Oh, God.
This thing finally deciding to work.
Go ahead.
All right. My question's probably going to be the most useless out of them all. How are you guys doing?
Well, I'm scratching
doing
my
fine.
balls right now. while
yeah,
I'm
I'm like, I'll be honest, my butthole's been itching for weeks, and I've been having to put steroid cream on it. So right now it's feeling a little wet because I have some steroid ointment on it.
That's why he's tweaking,
That's
not
right.
twerking.
I'm actually in the process of looking for hotels for PAX East, so we haven't really officially announced anything, but we'll be there. We're not going to have a booth, but we're going to be there for something.
We're doing good. Actually, I appreciate the question.
Yeah, thank you very much for
good.
asking. How are you doing, Matt?
I'm doing
Matt?
good, as
Yeah,
always.
great.
Well, actually,
Yeah.
Matt's really doing good because the Obi-Wan teaser trailer just dropped.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Looking
I'm
good.
waiting to watch it until after this thing. My full
But yeah,
attention is partially on you.
I'm doing good. It's like middle of the night in Tokyo, but yeah, everything is going pretty smooth.
And what time is it there? 3 a.m.
4 a.m.
4
Shit.
a.m. That's
Fuck.
how much Matt Guel cares about doing a fucking AMA with you guys. It's 4 fucking a.m. Don't ever expect me to do an AMA at 4 a.m.
But Matt, tell us who is below the belt, and that's what's got you up.
Yeah,
doing
somebody's got to be blowing you right now. What's his name?
Yeah, that's how it's keeping me through the day. Oh, Pedro, he's right here with me.
Yeah, that's me. All right, we'll move over to Rosie Sapphire.
Hey, how's it going?
Hi there.
So
Rosie.
I
Hey,
actually
hey.
had, two questions. The first is about so in Postal 2, obviously there was Gary Coleman, but I don't remember where I heard this or if it's true. That's just kind of what I'm trying to clarify. But like, if I remember correctly, there was something about like, so Gary was recording a bunch of lines for the game, right? But there was one thing like he wouldn't say, but he ended up
Yes.
recording enough lines with him to be able to just splice the audio together to make it say it. And apparently he got really pissed about it.
So obviously, there's like one reason we hired him for the game. Aside from
Yeah,
the fact that
to
people
kill
know
him.
who he is, it's because he's famous for saying what you talking about, Willis. Okay, like he's not worth anything more than that. And so we hired him, and it was in his contract. I mean, that's the only thing we needed out of him. I mean, obviously there's other lines, but we got him into the recording studio, and he pulls up the line, which is what you talking about, asshole. And he's like, I'm not recording that. And what are you supposed to do at that point, right? Like, you're in the studio, and we're like, well, man, like that's what you're known for. And he said, well, I made a New Year's resolution this year that I'm not going to say that anymore. I'm like, well, we paid you. What are you doing here? And so he's like, well, you can just take it from the show. We're like, well, no, that's against the law. We can't take it from the show. You have to re-record it. And he's like, I'm not going to do it. And we're like, well, what will you record? And he's like, I'll record what are you talking about, asshole? And so we sort of had a little meeting, and he had another line in the script that was, don't you know who I am? So we're like, fine, you can record that, and we're going to splice that together with another line to create it. And he was like, great, do that. So we did, and like a year goes by, maybe more, and Gary finally gets a chance to play the game. And we get a phone call from him, a very angry phone call. And he was like, I told you I wasn't going to record that. And we're like, well, yes, obviously you didn't record that. And he's like, then why is it in the game? And I was like, because we told you we were going to make it out of other lines that you recorded. I mean, it's not very hard to do. He's like, well, I didn't think you'd actually do that. And we're like, all right, Gary, like, you got anything else? He's like, no, but the game's fun. that was sort of it.
He was a good guy.
Yeah.
Classic Gary.
Very
All
classic.
right.
Got thrown out of a few hotels with us. But he was. I mean, for all his whatever, he was a good guy. He had a big heart. Well, maybe a small heart.
No heart, maybe.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Who knows? All right, moving forward to Postal Fan. I believe this guy is a Postal fan.
I have two questions actually. At what point does something become too absurd for your game? And two, what point did running and gunning become not good enough for the Postal series?
I mean, too far is a relative term, right? Like, we don't have a publisher, and we sort of just do what we want, right? Like, we're making the game we want to make, and we're making the game we want to laugh at. I mean, we've had a line forever that we don't do kids and
rape.
So that's kind of our line. But at the end of the day, it really more is just about like what's fun. So it's I don't know.
No limit, really. It's just you just have an open mind, and but it's, and I don't relate to things being oh, that's sick or that's twisted, or No, it might be different. It might be uncommon. It might be over the top or whatever you want to refer to it as, but it's okay. You know, it's best when someone on the team will make a suggestion and I laugh. That to me is that's the best compliment. What was the second question?
I believe the second question was about the running and gunning thing not being enough. No, I didn't understand that part.
Well, that's why you got a shovel in Postal too.
Yeah. Okay, he's back. Hold on. Second question?
Alright. When does something become too absurd for the Postal series?
Nothing.
Nothing. We were just saying that. Nothing.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
kind of spaced out, but the running and gunning. When did running and gunning not become good enough for the second game?
I mean, they're just different games, right?
Yeah.
Like the first game is a twin stick shooter. It's just a different
That's
style
what
of
it
game.
does.
I mean, the second game has plenty of running and gunning. It's just got a little bit more funny story with it too. So
The whole open world structure of the game allows for a much wider swath of do whatever you want. You know, that's where we get the fun part is to fill in the content, the buildings, the signs, the characters, and then introducing the the crazier weapons. But
Right
I'm
on.
kind of curious. Let me ask you, what do you think is over the top? What would you like to see? He's gone.
He's gone.
bye.
All right. He's back.
I return. Sorry.
Praise Jesus.
Something that I would consider absurd, more specifically for the Postal series, is drivable cars. I don't know. I didn't really think this far through.
Okay.
That's all right.
Okay.
You don't
That's
need
all
to.
right.
You don't need to.
Well, if there's one thing I want is, sometimes thinking, the classic idea that you can overthink. Yeah. In Postal, it's about just relieving yourself. I mean, that's a funny way of putting it. You take a fucking piss, you take a leak, whatever. Another way of looking at that is you relieve. I got to go relieve myself. All right. Well, you can relieve yourself in many ways. And that's really part of the whole idea again about when I said earlier, Postal is an expression, a creative, a strange, a dark, a white, a black expression of just letting go and just let me be. And shit happens, people get in your way, just like in real life.
Pretty much. All right, I'll move over to Lena. We welcome back Lena again to the chat.
Hey, so I've got two questions. For Vince, what kind of inspired Crotchy's design, and in general, what is kind of the craziest weapon idea or concept for the games that you've had that had to get scrapped, unfortunately?
Scrapped a whole lot.
Yeah, game weapon wise, I mean we have ideas and we may fine tune a weapon, but I mean personally I love fire, pissing, and the shovel. I mean just very basic, but I'm a fan of simplicity. As for Crotchy, I'm fucking trying to think about how I was that Steve. How, somebody presented. The idea was to have introduce the, characters, if you will, that were just beyond a male or female character. And I've always been interested in genitalia, if you will. So
He's truly
the
genderless.
idea of having a big dick and pair of balls, it just seems so funny. I mean, you have to understand. At that time, people would come to me with ideas, sketches, whatever, and the idea of I mean, Crotchy was just like, "This is fantastic. How can we do this?" And one thing led to another, and then obviously we got the mascot suit. I was Crotchy in the movie. I mean, it just gets a lot of this. This might sound almost boring, but a lot of the stuff we've
Don't
done
worry.
just comes natural. I mean, it just, we don't do week-long meetings over anything. Okay, that's not how we operate. People have ideas, they get kicked around. Look, a lot of my ideas never make it. Okay, and that's okay because that's part of the process. But we don't really. I don't want to say we don't give too much. Look, a lot of thought goes into what we do in every which way you can imagine. But I also think we make decisions pretty quickly. We're a small group. We're independent. You know, we're self-owned, self-funded. So, there's no committees. It's not like somebody's got to write up a proposal and it's got to pass 9 people. No, that's not how it flies.
You got a second question?
I think that was both of them. Like, what kind of concepts that got scrapped that were too crazy, and just kind of the history behind everyone's favorite sentient penis.
Listen, Crotchy. We did a comic show one time. We went to a comic convention. They wouldn't let me in because I was in the Crotchy suit. Crotchy's a great character. I mean, people love him. The Crotchy dolls. Someone asked earlier about merchandise, what's popular, what's not. To this day, the Crotchy dolls, they still people they love them. Look, I've got kids. I've given Crotchy dolls to people that have a newborn baby, and the Crotchy dolls in the crib. That kind of thing. So, and I don't put it in the crib. I'm just saying people are like, they'll send me a picture. Oh, here's my 2-month-old kid in a stroller, with Crotchy next to his head. And I'm like, well, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I guess that expression, harmless fun. I like that. That's a good one. Just harmless fun.
We're taking some questions from the Scratchpad. Rika is asking, here's a question for everybody. What are certain parts of the game that are personal or hold something close to you? Either it's a reminder of something or things that are memorable to this day. I believe he's talking about any of our games, really.
I'm sorry, I missed the question.
So, what are certain parts of the game that are personal or hold something close to you?
The bidet.
The bidet.
Oh yeah.
It means that much to me.
Listen, I have bidets in my house because of Mike J. Bidet.
Exactly.
Wait, really?
Yeah, I installed that shit, bruh.
Holy
Yeah,
shit.
he's good at it.
I
He's
got
not-
you.
Well,
Listen, we have that old saying, a clean ass is a happy ass. And I got to tell you, I mean, well, I've been to certain countries like Matt's in Japan or in Europe where they have bidets. I never even used them because in Japan I did, but that's because I was getting blown while I was sitting down on the toilet. But generally, I mean, it wasn't until Mike J went, bidet crazy, and
Yeah.
he just brought one over, installed it, and I was like, oh my God, this is fantastic.
This is the best.
Yeah, it really is.
well, I have one of those very traditional bidets at my house, and I believe I've only used it like once or twice in my entire life.
You're
4DS. 4DS.
You're disgusting. You're disgusting.
No.
You said
no.
you use it for sex? What did you say?
You
No, for the
disgust
ass.
me. You disgust me, Pedro.
Not for sex, but that's a good idea. I mean, it has
Disgust me.
it has
Bidet sex.
bidet sex.
A lot of ass activity requires a cleaning.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Agreed.
We got a question from Postal Dude Hates Cops. Nice name. Question for Vince then. How does it feel to have Redux on a family-friendly Nintendo console after all of the censorship and outrage from the original game?
Number one, tremendous honor. I love Nintendo as a company. I think their heart has always been in the right place. True gaming. Of course, they're very successful commercially, and they deserve to be. But I mean, from all the Mario and spin-off games, and yes, of course, it's family entertainment, and they get it. They're in business. They get it that everybody wants to have fun, and they seen the fun in it. So, a tremendous honor. I mean, yeah, of course, there's some irony, if you will. Like, wow, after all these years, Postal Redux appears on Nintendo. But I tell you, to me, it's just they deserve all the credit. I'm very honored.
Good show. All right, we'll take another question from Kopje.
This is the last question.
Last question. Oh, he's not here. AK Morris.
All right. I got two more questions, and I'll ask them one at a time.
Just what
Go
I'm
ahead.
not sure. Okay, go ahead.
Quick
Yeah,
questions,
so,
short answers.
just last two questions from me. So the first question is, what made you decide on having like Rick Hunter?
Cool.
Hello.
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 He died.
He did.
He did.
He died. Did.
AK.
Okay, we'll get charismatic aids again.
Thank you. Last question for me as well. Do you guys have any plans at all on Postal 2, besides the one that's currently being added, like any add-ons or DLCs?
Yeah, I mean, long term, we're definitely going to do a weekend pack and hopefully the week after pack. I mean, that's long term planning. I think right away we need to spend the next few months, making the game better and more worthy of the 1.0 moniker we're going to be giving the game soon. And then obviously one of the immediate next projects after that will be to remake Postal 2 using all of the Postal 4 assets. So basically it's an HD remake.
Higher quality.
Yeah. I mean, just making Postal 2 so we can get it out on consoles. Because no matter what we do, no matter what we put out, no matter what we say, when is Postal 2 coming to consoles is a constant question for us. So, that's the true goal is to get Postal 2 on consoles. So,
Does it work on Steam Deck right now?
Yeah, the games
Yes.
actually run pretty well. We just need to get some controls set up and some default booting resolutions. The fact that we made Linux ports of all the older games made the Steam Deck a pretty viable option. It just requires a little bit of love. So Lana, our main programmer, has a Steam Deck now, so she's working on getting those up and working. Postal 4 is a different animal. It boots okay, but it definitely needs some performance fixes for there. So.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, we know.
Yes. It will work.
They will work, yeah.
We promise you. Okay, we're done. That's it. I gotta eat.
Hey, everyone,
right,
thank you so
so-
much for your time.
Thank you very
again.
much.
Yeah, thanks.
And
Alright, thank you, everyone.
I'll stick around for a while, but I'm not going to hold Matt hostage because it's late for him. But yeah, I'll
I
stick
can
around.
stay. I
You
can
can
stay for
say?
a bit more.
Oh,
Yeah.
awesome.
Alright,
Awesome.
let me check something because I might go for like a meeting, but let me check.
All right. Meanwhile, I'll take a question from the Cone Man again. Welcome back, Cone Man.
Oh, come
Oh, what the fuck? Okay. I guess we'll move over to Rosie Sapphire again.
Hey, so I guess this is a question about Postal 4.
Yep.
Okay. So what exactly was the, for lack of a better term, like history or thought process behind having Civi as the crack dealer?
Well, as you know, Civi is definitely a big fan of our products. And he's given us a lot of exposure. It's like a good portion of the community learned about Postal because of him. So we wanted a way to just honor him in a game. So yeah, there's not much behind it, and I wasn't really present during the whole thought process, but that's pretty much it, I guess. It's just a way to honor a big fan of our series in the best way you could. All right, we'll take Copia again. Take it away.
Hi. Sorry, I'm in a
Hi
class.
again.
It's a little bit echoey. My question's more art related. So, when working for character designs, what are you guys looking for in their portfolio and like their attitude?
I'm sorry, I didn't get your question.
Like, what are you looking for in a concept artist's, more like a character artist's portfolio, and like their attitude?
I mean, anything we could use, really. There's no specific agenda for what would make a good artist for our games, what would make a good writer for our games. As long as they know, as long as they understand our product, as long as they understand Postal, what we stand for, what we don't stand for. I think that's really all it needs. Everything else is, well, absolutely a bonus, but yeah, knowing Postal, understanding Postal, liking Postal, those things are very important. We couldn't just have somebody who doesn't really understand us working with us. That's just the way it is. Sondi, but with a B, but it's not a B. It's like an SSS in German. Hi there.
Okay, I have a very important question. It's extremely important. I've been waiting my whole life to ask this.
It's not going to
When
be
will we get
important,
postal
isn't it?
sex?
Postal sex. Okay, we have well, I'm not going to spoil Postal 4, but we do have sex in Postal 4 in a way. It's not really a big spoiler. The game has been out for a while. But yeah, we do have sex in Postal 4. I believe that's the closest thing you'll get at the moment. Besides that, I and Heather, speaking of Heather, she's right there waiting to speak. We are working on Postal Share the Desire, which is the Postal dating sim. And who knows, maybe it will have sex? Don't quote you on that. Who knows? Morbid Doggo, take it away.
Hey, so
Hi
is
there.
Fortnite gonna come to Xbox or PS4?
Postal 4 coming to Xbox is something that we would love, but Microsoft doesn't really want that. They denied us 3 times so far, and I suppose they really don't want to do business with us. They just don't really care enough to get your money. And I don't understand why they haven't given us a valid reason so far. It's just, I don't know. It's just very weird. It doesn't make sense. As far as PlayStation goes, and even the Switch, yes, we will port Postal 4 to the Switch and PlayStation. We just need to focus on optimization before we hand it to a port house. And from there, we'll see where it goes. But yeah, for now, we can only 100% say, yeah, it's on PC. You guys can get it on PC. So yeah. Dallas, welcome back.
Will Postal Dude be in Fortnite at some point in the future, if possible?
Fuck no. Just kidding. I mean, it would give us an exposure in a way. I personally, I'm not talking for the company. I'm talking for myself. I hate Fortnite, but if they made us an offer or if they accepted an offer from us, sure, why not? I mean, even Fortnite fans are Postal fans, some of them, so why not? Really, it's not going to happen. I doubt they would. We would be uh, amongst Spider-Man and other bigger licenses, so I really doubt that would ever happen. But hey, never say never. Who knows? Dude drinking Sprite. Or, yeah, invite has been sent. Take it away. Or not. Okay, he's not coming. Heather.
Oh Lord.
Hey, Heather.
Am I on? Oh God, I'm on.
Yes, you are.
I have to completely rethink how I approach this because Vince and Mike are gone, so I guess I'll talk about something else. But how is have you been able to work on the dating sim at all in my absence?
Well, I haven't. Postal 4 is just taking away all of my time, even my free time.
Oh God.
I have been doing a little bit of time management. It's not very easy, but yeah, I'm not. There's no crunch. There's no crunch. I just haven't been able to manage my free time that well. I have to give some of my time to my girlfriend, some of my time to everybody else. So yeah, it's definitely not being easy. But yeah, so far I haven't had any time to work on the dating sim.
I kind of gushed a little bit. I'm shocked that you still mentioned that I'm technically working on it because I've been working on other stuff, similar engine, probably similar ideas because my art's kind of the same. But I was actually gonna ask a couple things of Vince and Mike, and one of the things I was gonna ask is if it would be like all right if I included some of the concept stuff I did in a portfolio, but I'm gonna leave that alone for now until
Yeah.
there's actually a game out. So
Yeah, for now we'll see. But ladies and gentlemen, there's Heather. She's working with me on the postal dating sim, and we hope we can get something out this year. Still, who knows? We just I personally haven't had that much time. Heather is also working on her other projects, so yeah, it's on hold for now on the back burner. But we'll get back to it definitely. Cone Man, we're back. Cone Man. Okay.
With me now.
Hi there.
Can you all hear me?
Yep.
Okay, so all right, my phone's deciding not to argue with me anymore. All right, so two questions, both of them kind of regarding Postal 4.
Okay.
Postal 4 going to make any jokes on the current situation in Ukraine, or is that off limits?
No.
All right. Any jokes about how a lot of the development teams now have been releasing half-baked games?
I mean, as part of the core story, probably we won't add that much. If anything, we could add some references here and there, some funny little Easter eggs here and there, but about the current situation, absolutely not. It's just not going to. We are not going to do that. Hey Cheney, welcome.
Hi, how are you guys today?
Hi, thank you for asking. Fine. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. I had a quick question for you guys. Basically, where do you see the franchise going? And when I say that with Doom Eternal in the back burner, where every game now is trying to be Doom Eternal's mechanics and gunplay. Postal has never been that and clearly never will be. But then when you have Postal Brain Damage, it feels like a better Dusk. Where do you guys see the mainline series going from that?
Okay, so we see the mainline series going straight to the shitter. I'm just kidding. We don't have that many plans for the future besides the stuff we already mentioned, which is finishing Postal 4, working on Postal 2x2, which is going to be the remake of Postal 2, and we continue to supervise Postal Brain Damaged by Hyperstrange. Those guys are doing a splendid job, really. They are doing such a good job. and I think that there's a lot of potential for that game to evolve beyond that. I I can say we will have a sequel to Brain Damage, a direct sequel. I can't say there will be DLC or anything else more than the core content. What I can say is that game is looking awesome. I really like where it's going, and if we can um, if we can make it so they make more games like that in the Postal franchise, that will be awesome. That's just my personal opinion, but what I can say from a company perspective is that yeah, we can only confirm Postal 2x2 and Postal 4 1.0 obviously, since it's still an unfinished game, it's still in early access, and yeah, and it's still getting major updates post 1.0, definitely. Petitions for All Plus, welcome.
Hi. So, when the 1.0 version of Postal 4 comes out, do you plan to make a physical version of Postal 4?
Well, that's a good question. We already have a physical version. It's called the Janky Edition. It's on our store right now. It's actually going away after we do 1.0. It's going to be the last copies. So if you guys really want a copy of that, you should get one. As far as a physical copy after that, I'm still not sure, but I think it will be a no-brainer. Um, Either way, we will re-release Postal Fudge fuck Postal Fudge Pack, which is going to be. I'm not sure if it's going to re-release with Postal 4 or not, but at least the whole content that there was in the whole pack before, it's coming back. It's just because we ran out of Fudge Pack copies, so we need to re-release it. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Lena, welcome back.
Sorry, I'm asking too many questions.
Oh, it's okay. I have a lot of time, more or
Like,
less.
so what I was going to ask is, how do you guys feel about how P4 is doing, and what would be your favorite elements of it?
What was the last part? I didn't hear it.
How do you feel about Postal 4, and what is, like, in personal opinion, your favorite things about it?
Ooh, that's a good question. So my favorite things about Postal 4, it's just the way how the errands are so different from each other. On one point we have a scooter race, on another we have a cat errand, on another we have. I'm doing a lot of spoilers right now, so if you guys didn't play Postal 4, I'm so sorry. But to summarize, I like the way how there's so many different things in that game. So many little side errands, and the map is just, even though the map is way too big for its own good, which is my major problem with the game, and a lot of people have mentioned that with complete reason. Uh, we still want to add more to the map, more stuff to do, more buildings in between, more stuff. It's just needing that. Oh shit! Sorry about that. Um, but yeah, plenty of stuff to do, to work on in that map. But yeah, I like the way it just does a lot of different things. And another thing that I like about the game is the fact that it's my first time working on a game, on a real big well, not huge mainstream, but on a bigger game really. And that, watching it evolve from the inside is always just so fun, really.
It's always a good feeling.
Yeah, always. It's if I could say my favorite part of Postal 4, it's that developing the game, helping developing the game, following its evolution throughout the whole thing. Yeah, pretty much. So we got another question from Sondi. Welcome back, Sondi.
Okay, okay. We already have a lot of great things. We have sex in Postal 4 from what I've heard from anonymous sources, but will you add lean to Postal 4?
Oh, we already have lean. If you
Wait, oh my.
If you grab a can of gasoline, you'll see it's all purple. Yeah, there's your lean.
Another important question. Somebody has been asking in chat the entire time: is Postal Loot cut or uncut?
Well, we'll let you decide that. If it was, if I had it my way, he would be completely uncut. You know why? Because uncut is the way to go. Mike doesn't agree with that, but I don't care. Everybody should be uncut. Ladies and gentlemen, I am uncut and proud. Oma, take it away.
Oh, hello.
Hi there.
Uh,
Don't be nervous. We're family.
yes. Give me a moment.
No problem.
Forgot. Okay. I was about to ask this question to Mike and Vince, but I'll ask you guys this. What came of the concept of Mike J, the mad cow demon fuck?
The Mad Cow Demon fuck. Well, I wasn't there. I wasn't around when that whole thing started, so I don't know really. From the inside, I don't know anything. I didn't even ask about it. I just don't know.
Well, actually, I'll ask you something that you probably know.
All right.
What is your favorite color?
Blue.
Same.
Great. Even though I really like green as well, but it really depends on where it's used. But if I had to say my overall favorite color is blue. Asshole Demon. Nice name. Welcome. Asshole Demon. Answer your call.
Hello.
Hey there.
I just have one question. Do you guys already have a price set for brain damage?
We aren't developing brain damaged.
Oh.
We are just supervising brain damage. The guys who are making the game are hyper strange. You might want to ask them directly on Twitter or on their Discord server.
All
They are
right.
the ones who are making the game.
Okay,
We are still supervising the game, so it's not going to be a postal free kind of thing. Okay, so
Okay. So I have one more question. What's
Yeah?
the postal dude real name?
Dude.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is that I know?
Yeah, he's the postal dude. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
All right. So I'll take some questions from the chat, and oh boy, there are a lot of them. Holy shit! Do you guys? Okay, not that one. What was the first postal dude's design before releasing the game? You might have seen some images of the postal dude with long hair, and also a real model of some sorts on the ground with a gun. That's probably the first design of the postal dude. That's the first idea of how he should look like. Well, if you zoom in on his actual model of in Postal 1, he's just a bunch of polygons with some sort of afro, and yeah, that's because the game was that old. But yeah, that was the first Postal Dude design before releasing the game. Let's see. Somebody's asking, when is Postal 3 2 or Postal 3 Part 2. Never. Unless you consider Postal 4 the follow-up. But no, we have no intentions of bringing Postal 3 as a remake or some sort of thing. No, absolutely not. It's going to be the shit that has been flushed. That's pretty much the way we see things. Let's see. Oh, we got a Crazy Backs YouTube. Welcome.
Yes. Hello. And I don't want to be sound rude, but you can pronounce it cracksbacks or however you feel like you can pronounce it. But the question I have is, what when developing any postal game, what was like the funnest part to add in?
I couldn't really hear you. I think you're having some interference there.
Your mic is cutting off a little bit.
Well, what I'm saying is, what feature did you enjoy the most adding in?
In Postal 4?
In Postal 4?
In like any postal title.
Well, me and Matt only worked on Postal 4, so I think that's what we can talk about. What do you think, Matt?
I mean, for me, I've like the gore system, like seeing it coming like along, like since like the beginning. I think it's been fun, and it's only the beginning. Like you guys haven't seen everything yet, but yeah, I think the gore and dismemberment and Gibbs and all that. Yeah, I think that's my favorite part.
Yeah, I have to say the Rattler. It's a weapon that everybody talked about when they saw the Postal X artwork, and they kept asking, "Hey, why isn't that in any game?" And I as a fan, I asked the same question. And when we actually implemented that weapon, I was like, "Wow, this is a lot better than I thought," because you can actually throw it, pull limbs off NPCs. It's just so much fun.
And you can also use it as like to knock people like down with like the other end of it. You can switch which end of it you want to use, which is pretty sick.
And you guys have probably followed us on social media. You will be able to use the Rattler as a grappling hook. Well, you can't use it everywhere, but we have added some points of interest in many areas of the map with a hook where you can actually latch onto when you use the Rattler. So yeah, that's gonna be fun. And it's
So
coming
yeah, we're
in the
starting
next
to
update.
yeah. So that's why we are like adding more like verticality, and we're gonna add like some like secrets on roofs or like weapons on the roof you can loot and stuff like that.
Yeah. Daniel is asking, okay, guys, my number one burning postal question is: was there ever a bit or a gag that was too messed up for postal? Like you guys just looked and said, "Oh, even we can't do this." I think Vince sort of answered your question. Everything we did so far, even the supposed school shooting, wasn't even too messed up for Postal. We don't really have many limits. The only limits we impose on ourselves is no children and no rape. And
Well, actually, was one thing when we were making Coney Island. I don't know if you remember. Sunny was making that baby thing for the roller coaster. His dick was supposed to hang out of it, like the baby dick. So we had to we remove a baby's dick out of a roller coaster. Like there was a flappy dick on a baby. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even remember that. It's been a while. Yeah, that was yeah. I'm so glad we didn't actually pull that off. But yeah, that's part of the kids thing, though.
Yeah, yes, but that's why we remove it. If it was like a grown adult, like because it's not a real human, it's like a roller coaster. But yeah, it was like the crane baby used to have a dick like down.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, we removed it.
Yeah. And all right, so more questions. Question for Mike and Vince. Well, I'm sorry, but they're not here right now. So I can't answer your question. Maybe in the
Next
future.
AMA. Yeah,
Next
I think we'll do
AMA,
one
yeah.
again. Yeah,
Yeah,
for
we'll
sure.
do it. There was another question for Mike, which is, Mike, if I get 2 candy dolls, can I make them Caesar to bring the Caesar metaphor full circle? Yeah, you can.
Yeah, I think Mike
You
will
can
be
do
down.
it. I'd be down for that.
Yeah, I'd be down for it. Send us a picture.
There's another question for Vince and Mike. I'm sorry, they're not here at the moment. They were here, but now it's just boring old me and Matt. So yeah, you gotta put up with us. Somebody's asking, will Postal 4 full release add new NPCs like cops and soldiers? More or
I
less.
guess, yeah, I guess we can say there will be new NPCs. I guess we cannot say exactly which one will be there, but we can say that we are right now working on the cops, and Pedro will be able to like show you guys pretty soon. I think, like the new
Exactly.
models. Yeah.
As soon as we have the new models working and in the game, I will make a social media post sharing all of it, like we've been doing so far. I haven't shown everything because that will be spoiling the surprises a little bit too soon.
Right.
And there's also some stuff that isn't completely finished, even though we've already showed some stuff that wasn't finished. But that was fine. I've asked, okay, I've asked if I could share. I could, no problem. But yeah, there's still one feature we have sort of teased in the latest video, and which is a small thing in the map that we censored, and that's going to be a very fun feature. That's going to add something that some people have asked for. We just can't say what it is right now.
I mean, so far I think we showed like the fast travel, the new like grapple hook system, like the bullet like thing with a sniper rifle, and that's still nothing compared to like some of the big surprises we have coming. Like nothing.
Hey.
It's really nothing. Yeah.
How dare you, Matt? How dare you?
I mean,
Petting dogs is the most important feature we've added.
I mean, there's some really good stuff coming up. Even like the new cops, you guys are gonna see they look really freaking dope. Like diversified and stuff, and it's still like nothing compared to like some of the surprises we have. Yeah.
Absolutely not. You guys are in for not just one treat. You are in for plenty of treats, and we are so happy to say that because we understand that some of you really don't feel the game, really don't. It's because the game is still not finished. You see, there are some things that we have to say, hey guys, just be patient. We will deliver a lot of stuff for many years to come. And
but also sometimes like we've been working on stuff for a long time, but we don't want to show it too soon because like those things take a long time to develop, and we might show it to you, but 2 weeks later it will look completely different because like there's always like things that happen during the game development. So that's why sometimes we cannot show things too soon until they are like set in stone.
I miss fake McAllister, David. I'll invite him to speak because I completely forgot that moderators couldn't join.
Oh yeah, let him in. Yeah, come in, boy.
Come. Oh. Okay, I've invited him, so until he comes back, I'll keep answering some other questions here. Let's see.
I think I saw one from Rogdad69. Which was it? Will there be more vehicles being added to P4 in the future, like a lawnmower or a skateboard, for example? Well, I think I don't know if we can say, but I remember, Pedro, we worked on like a lawnmower thingy. I don't know what happened to this, but it was a long time ago. Yeah. So I don't even remember. I don't know if that's gonna be added at all, but yeah, we have plans for more vehicles. They are being worked on, but we cannot like guarantee or show anything for now. But it's being discussed and worked on. Yes.
I'm pretty sure they will be happy to know that, yeah, we are working on more vehicles.
I mean, that's also one of the reason I was saying earlier. We added the like the buy stations for the scooters and stuff. So it's gonna be the scooters, but why not? Like, why stopping there when we could have more stuff? But that lawnmower thing, yeah, I don't know if it's gonna happen. It was made a while ago. It looked really dope, but yeah, I don't know. We haven't talked even like about it on the team for a while. I think so. Yeah.
Wolf is asking how a dude became law at the police station. Well, unlike real life, to become a policeman, the only thing you need in Postal is a police uniform.
And
That's
donuts.
it. And donuts. And donuts. Piss soaked donuts. And there you go. You're the law. And you can even hear the postal dude say, I am the law. You know why? Because he took that uniform, he wore it with pride, and he fucked a lot of people in the ass.
Mm-hmm.
More questions. Release.
Oh, I just saw you invited me. Hello.
Oh, okay. Hi there.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey
I
there.
had a question. Do you think it's possible? Well, and this would be out of the realm of things. If y'all ever did a weekend pack of DLCs, do you think it'd be possible for Crotchy to actually physically have a kid?
Possible.
Like not in like a bad, inappropriate manner, but just in general. Like have
Here's the
that be a character.
Here's the problem with that. He's just balls. He doesn't really.
Yeah, I see that. And then you just have little ball.
But yeah, how? I mean,
I wonder how would that work?
I mean, it's from a mascot
I said
perspective.
that would mean there has to be. Wow, that opens up a whole new lore now because now that means Crotchy's his own species.
Yeah, I guess
Great,
so.
I've given Rule 34 more material.
Maybe he just needles one of his balls and it spurts cum.
He sticks his
and,
head inside of Cuddy's chest, then by the works of that.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. So, Ball is asking, how often are these AMAs gonna be? We don't know, really.
I mean,
we don't.
we've done
Yeah.
2 already back to back, pretty much like a week after another. But we can't guarantee like I think it's gonna be quite often, on at least until the release of like P4. But after that, I don't know. Yeah.
I mean, we'll keep we'll keep doing this, but as usual, we still have the podcast. We still have, I mean, the normal chat. If you guys ask us questions, I mean, especially me, because Vince and Mike aren't really that much around on Discord. I mean, you can still email them if you want. We are always with doors open to you guys. You can always ask us questions. We really appreciate it as well. So, yeah, always feel free to ask questions. Even outside AMAs, this is just a more official way to say, hey guys, if you want to ask something, you can do it.
I mean, even on Twitter and TikTok, we've been like ramping up like videos and stuff, and so
yeah. Even on TikTok, yeah, Mike has been doing a really good job on those answer videos. I think that's how they call them.
Yep.
Skull Knight 7 is asking, real question, could we possibly see a Postal 2 Redux one day or Postal 2 ported to a later version of Unreal? Yes, that's the
Yes and yes.
That's Postal 2x2, which was a project that was cancelled in favor of Postal 4. We will revisit it in the future. We're not sure when, but definitely after we're done with Postal 4. And
Well, I think
when
the funny
that
thing is that Postal 2 remake became Postal 4, and Postal 4 is gonna become Postal 2 remake. So it's like a weird circle, where, yeah, it will be on Unreal Engine. But by then we will most likely be using Unreal Engine 5. I think.
Yeah.
After that, so for maybe better graphics and better performance and some cool stuff. So yeah, we'll see. But yeah, it's in the pipes. Yeah.
In the fart pipes.
Yeah, it's on the loop table.
It's on the shit flums.
It's coming.
It's coming. Isaiah is asking, will we get a cooking mission for puzzle game? I mean, that's very specific, isn't it?
Well, I think there was one mission. I don't know. I don't think it's gonna happen. We recorded like lines for it. Are you aware of this, Pedro? Like the one where I was doing the voice lines for, and I think like
you're talking
the
about
French cook.
That's in the game actually.
That's in the game. I didn't even find it. Is it in the Zag, in one of the kitchen in the Zag?
Yeah, when you do the pit boss errands.
Okay, yeah, I've seen it. Yeah.
So
Okay.
it's like a small errand inside the big errand kind of thing.
It's not really about a cooking mission, but you kind of help with cooking in a way, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. We're not going to spoil it, but yeah, definitely play Postal 4, the pit boss errand.
Yeah, yeah. I think we added it after, right? Like a little bit after. It was not there from the start. I don't remember exactly, but
okay. What was an idea making questions? I'm just checking the questions here. Oh, this one's good. Lazy is asking, any plans for Postal VR?
I would love to. That would be fucking sick. I could see P4 in VR. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see.
It's not a plan though. We'll see. I mean, running with scissors, experimented with VR before. I mean, on Assault and Battery. So, and it's not that hard to make like a VR thing nowadays in Unreal, especially. But at least we need to get like the content we want in the game, and especially like performance under control before we start doing crazy VR stuff. I think so. Maybe in the future we'll see.
I love
if enough people ask for it. Yeah.
Yeah, I love the French way you say scissors. Scissors.
Scissors. Scissors.
Running with scissors.
Scissors pizza.
OG Dude is asking, Mike and Vince, if I come to Arizona, can I unload rounds with you guys? You can unload your balls with them if you want. I'm sure they will be very happy to see you unloading your balls. As far as rounds, I'm not sure, but it's a gun license kind of thing, I guess. Okay. More questions. Do we have somebody on standby for the microphone questions?
I haven't checked, not yet. Oh yeah, we have 2 people, Sunday and Ether.
Let's see. Sunday. Your life,
okay.
pal.
Hey.
Yeah, well, I originally asked this in chat, but I gotta go now. Important business. Will you add a mission to Postal where the dude robs a sperm bank?
That's actually a good one.
I had this idea on my mind forever.
I like this idea. I don't know. We'll have to see, but I'm down for it.
Here's the deal. You guys can suggest many errands, story stuff. That's perfectly fine, and we really appreciate that. But if you're asking what if we will do something, we 90% of the times we can't answer that. That's just the way it is. We have NDAs and we don't want to break our NDAs. But yeah. Just you're free to suggest anything you want, really. Heather,
and
welcome
you
back.
guys have a lot of good ideas, honestly. But yeah, I mean, we don't even know right now. So,
Actually, before I get to what I was going to talk about, I'm shocked you guys never went back to the plot point from Apocalypse Weekend where the dude actually came into a thing. So like, I'm shocked that's never been brought up again in any of the games. Y'all should hold on to that.
we don't look too much into like the past all the time. We try to think about like new ideas. Like when we are in a meeting, we don't really talk about Postal 1, 2, and 3. I mean, we actually talk like trash talk about Postal 3, but yeah.
Well, yeah. But my question, I don't know if it's really. I guess there is a question that, but I was gonna say that I had to do a bit of research when doing a bit of art based on Postal, and there's a lot of really. I really think that RWS handled a lot of the darker stuff in Postal One and Redux, and then Eternal Damnation, I think, is the mod. And I gotta say, I'm shocked you guys have never seemed to consider doing a horror game because I think you would absolutely fucking nail it, 100%. Just
Oh, sorry, I cut you off there. If you want to join, come back if you need. If you need to continue your question, but I agree that a horror game would be awesome. I totally agree with that. The problem is that would that game sell? That's a question here. That's $1 million question here.
Yeah,
Even
that's
though
the
we
thing.
don't,
Like,
yeah.
we are known for the Postal IP mostly, and doing something else might be a bit risky for us. Even though we would love to do different things, like Assault and Battery also is dope. But yeah, we don't know if it will sell. Like Postal is a
Exactly.
safer bet for us. But yeah, I think we could do a very good horror game. Like I would love if Running with Scissors could do a remake of like Dead Rising, for example, and I think we could do something cool.
Yeah, I believe we can definitely do something like that. It's just we were so underwhelmed by the sales of Postal Redux, which is a darker game, and it seems that people just want more Postal 2 kind of games or more humoristic kind of games from us.
Mhm.
Even Postal Brain Damage, even though it's darker, it still has that edge. I'm not pretty much that edge, but that that humor, that easygoing style, and it's still Postal at the end of the day, which is why I'm not sure if it would sell well. It would definitely be interesting to do. Who knows, really, at this point? But
I agree. Yeah.
we still have a lot of things on our plates. Postal 4 needs to be finished. Postal 2x2 needs to be a thing because we get daily, trust me, daily emails and suggestions to put Postal 2 on consoles, and that's only possible if you remake the game completely.
Yep. But it might take a while for
Diego.
Postal 2x2 to come in, because if like Postal 4 sells pretty well, we might actually focus on making a like weekend DLC for it instead of starting directly on Postal 2x2.
Yeah.
All right.
Diego.
Here's another question I need. This one's about Postal 4. Now, if you can't answer this, that's all right. So is like Postal 4 going to have like a full-on week, or is it just going to be like Monday to Friday?
That's a good question. DLC is not off the table. We just haven't discussed that much internally. We are just focusing on making the core game the best it can possibly be, which is Monday to Friday. And whatever comes after that, it's DLC. And we just need to focus on what we have right now, what we are yet to finish. Early access games are a really double-edged sword. That while it does make sense for a crowdfunding point of view, it also complicates things for us because people will expect certain content that we can only deliver afterwards, or who knows when. Some companies abuse the early access system by just making a game that's very that's not very interesting, that's not very good, and promise a lot of things. And we want to be very careful about the things that we promise. That's why we don't show everything. We don't show all of our guns when we present the game to you. There are still a lot of things that we want to add, a lot of things that we are very sure we will add, but we still haven't mentioned yet.
The mountains of things, yeah.
Yeah. There's actually
Right now we're trying to. I think right now we are trying to make what's already in the game better and working correctly. Like
yeah.
yeah.
It needs to work. It needs to have a lot of core gameplay stuff that needs to be uh, polished. So yeah, lots of things to do first.
Yep.
Okay, we got somebody spamming here. Actually, a bunch of people spamming. Let's see. Did someone slaughter a goat here? Slaughter a goat here. Same question. Same question. Oh, will Postal 4's third person be on par with Postal 3's?
For now, it's not a focus. Like even some animations are broken, or we just didn't have time to implement them. Like the chainsaw, for example. Like it's just like horizontal. Like the dude is not even using it. But it will come into play when we add multiplayer. That we will work a lot on that because it has to look good. Like when you're gonna see the other player. So I'm not sure if it's gonna be on par with Postal 3, but it's gonna be a lot better than what it is right now.
Great
Later down the
advantage.
line.
All right. Let's see more questions. Is it possible for Crotchy and Kenny to have a kid? Oh fuck, that question again. Yeah, sure, why not? Oh, here's another one. Can we get a mission where Postal Dude becomes a world champion lean drinker?
I mean, I don't even
Again,
think you need a mission for it. You could already do it in game.
yeah,
just put it everywhere.
just pour gasoline on top of you, and there you go. You're drinking lean. Botul is asking, during the last AMA, Zeron, which is me, mentioned that the X-Packs will come to the base version of Postal 2. X-Patch, alongside patching things, also added some content like some areas and better features. Would the Steam version feature those? Or will it be like the Steam version of A Week in Paradise? Uh, uh, Here's the thing. I'm not exactly sure, but one thing that you're probably wondering right now is Fag Hunter going to be in the game or not? No, it's not. It's not funny. It's never been officially in our games. You can mod it if you want, but yeah, just expect a lot of new stuff, a lot of fixes definitely. But don't expect certain stuff that we wouldn't add to the game, pretty much. Postal 1 prequel, when? Postal 0 will be so interesting. Yeah, that will be a very fun project. Postal 0.
Wasn't that the Postal kindergarten game people wanted to do? The Postal in kindergarten.
Now the flowers will grow. Oh man, that will be so. That will be hilarious, really. You know what?
Shoot people with elastics on your finger.
Pew!
That's the new gun.
That's a very fun idea from Heather. That's one. When Postal 4 comes out on console, will it have keyboard and mouse support? I'd love to play without a broken controller. Well, here's the thing. When you play a first-person shooter on a console, you really have to play. Usually, I don't know exactly how it works, but you really have to play with the controller out of the box. I'm not sure if it will eventually get support for mouse and keyboard, but don't expect it if you're playing on a console. What's your favorite and least favorite Postal game and why? Oh man, I mean, Postal 3 is easily my least favorite. I'd even take any mobile game over it. And my favorite, Postal 2 and 4 are pretty much my two favorite games. I can't decide between both of them. And I'm not
Me
saying
neither,
because
yeah.
I'm biased. I'm not biased. I'm just as a fan because I was a fan before I was working at Run with Caesars. As a fan, I was really excited about Puzzle 4 and how it was going to be. At the same time, I played Puzzle 2 like, oh man, 1,000 hours or a lot more than that for sure. Matt, what's your favorite and least favorite?
Well, for a while, even when making P4, I still preferred P2, but now I think P4 is really gonna be, with all the things we want to do and like the ambition and everything. I think in a year from now, for sure, like already. I mean, I think it already is my favorite P4. Like P4 is my favorite Postal game, but Brain Damage is gonna be fucking amazing. Like, so
That's the
we shall
thing.
see.
That's the
Yeah.
thing. We have so many things that we want to add to Puzzle 4 that will definitely make Puzzle 4 the go-to game in the future.
Like the ultimate one, yeah.
It's
And
still not there
with
yet.
modding, when modding is on the game, it's gonna be crazy. Yeah.
Oh, it definitely will. We can't wait to see what you guys are going to add to the game. When you guys mod the game and do those total conversions, it's going to be really fun. I know
It's
that.
not. It's only gonna be Crutchy and Kenny having sex, having a kid.
Or maybe. I
Gary
don't know,
Coleman
man.
everywhere.
I've seen some really fucked up Puzzle 2 mods. I've seen it
Oh, dude, yeah.
all. I've seen
Actually,
it
it's funny
all.
because some people, a lot of the people we hired and working on Postal 4, and they came from the Postal 2 community, like the modding community. Like Bob on the team, he made a lot of mods for Postal 2,
And boulders.
and yeah, in boulders, he puts rocks everywhere. He's the rock master.
Rockmaster Bob.
Bob the
Will
boulder.
there be more vehicles added to P4 in the future, like in Molamore? Okay, we already answered that question. But yeah, there will be more vehicles, or at least one more. We just can't say which one it is yet. I think David wants to come back. Hold on.
Pedro,
Hey, David.
Two questions. One, do you love the Postal mobile flip phone game from the 90s?
I don't love it. I don't love it, but it's still better than Postal 3.
And two, what would you do if Mike just came to you and said, "We're gonna make a small island off in Postal 4, Brazil"? I should suggest that.
No, don't you
Yeah.
fucking dare. Don't you
I
fucking
dare. I
dare.
will do it. I dare.
Don't you fucking dare, man.
I'm doing it. I'm doing it.
I will buy a plane ticket. I will go there. I will go there and I will make you play the worst freaking game possible with your eyes open, forced open, and you have to beat it 14 times before you can
I
go
just
back to
messaged
your
Mike,
normal life.
Mike for Pedro. Can I suggest we make a small place in Postal 4 and call it Brazil?
Fuck's sake, man. Fuck you, man. Fuck you. Oh, man. This whole Portugal equals Brazil thing is killing me.
Fuck you too.
Hey. Let's see more questions. Would you guys pull a Rockstar and take down any fan mods for all Postal games, or are you cool with that? We are cool with every mod except the ones that are a little bit too fucked up, like, hey guys, we are making a mod about killing children and raping them. Yeah, that's fucked up. We are not against mods in general, but if you guys make some fucked up mods, we are not going to support it. But I mean, we are not
Steve
going
won't want to support it. So
we are not going to take it down either, because we'll leave that to the platforms that host those mods. But no, we don't take down fan mods. We actually incentivize people to mod the games. unlike Rockstar who and Take-Two who like to take down the best mods and just say, it's because we want to. It's not going to harm our sales. In fact, it's going to improve them, but we just want to fuck everybody up. That's it. Lena is asking, have you guys considered a challenge piecing side errands in Postal 4? I mean, we haven't considered yet, but now that you've asked that, that's a good suggestion. Okay, two more questions. This one is from Torm. Eternal Damnation for Postal 2 remake. Well, we would focus on the main stuff, the core game, the DLC for the weekend DLC, and the Paradise Lost DLC. Everything after that, it's a possibility. It's just not in our plans right now.
Yep. It's still
Also
a long
to-
ways off. So
Yeah.
we are still years away. We have time, guys.
Vermin wants to speak. Speak up, Vermin.
Hey guys, I just have a question about Postal 4. I was
Yeah.
playing Thursday and I have a question about the saves because I've seen that there are some corruption saves. I wanted to play the Friday, but the game said that I need to play from Monday again.
We have a new game menu. If you don't want to load this, I mean, if you can't load the save, you can just play from any day from the menu.
You just have to choose the click on Friday and start Friday directly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks.
No problem.
Yeah, no problem.
So yeah, that's a new thing from Postal 4 that wasn't in Postal 2, which is the ability to choose a day and start from it. We have something planned in that menu that we haven't announced yet, but I think we already teased it a little bit, which is more options for starting a day. What those options are, I don't know. Do you know, Matt?
I don't fucking know anything.
I don't know anything. Dallas,
I don't even know which game I'm working on.
Dallas, take it away.
Hi, so I did post this question in the chat, but I don't think you saw it, so I'm gonna repeat it. Do you think trying to revive or quote unquote fix Postal 3 via mods, for example, my main example being Catharsis Reborn, do you think it's worth it, or do you think don't touch that game at all?
I haven't
That's a good
tried it
question.
myself.
That's a good question. I think that Catharsis Reborn is a project with a lot of passion, and I really admire the way they come up
We
with
have
so
to
many
see.
ideas and try to make a bad game into a good one. My only problem with Catharsis Reborn right now is they are using Postal 3 as a base, and using Postal 3 as a base is complicated to say the least. It's
gonna be a lot of work. Yeah.
a lot of work. If there's a huge challenge ahead of them, but I'm
But I think
rooting
it
for
couldn't
them.
be worse. It couldn't be worse than base P4, P3.
Yeah.
I mean, so yeah.
Definitely, they've already fixed a lot of stuff, so it's it's going to be interesting to see where it goes. It's been taking a while, but they are not being paid to make this mod. They aren't being. It's not like they have a budget or anything. So yeah, I think it's great that they're actually trying to make something out of that shitty game. There's also Postal 3 Unreal, which is basically Postal 3 remade in Postal 2. That I think that one has a lot of potential. I'm very hyped about it, actually. So yeah, I think that's probably the one that I'm hyped the most because it doesn't have a shitty game as a base. It has a good game as a base, and it's first person. Even though I don't mind third person games at all, but for a Postal game, I've always preferred first person. Personally, that's just me saying. So yeah, I'm hyped about Postal 3 Unreal, and you guys should check it out actually. But yeah, also check out Catharsis Reborn. It's looking great so far. Just they just have a lot of work ahead of it. Okay, so 2 more questions. I'm answering the last 2. Postal 2 for OG Xbox only. And I can't see that happening, to be fair. Postal 2 for OG Xbox, so Xbox not 1, the first one, right? Yeah. I don't think it's like a Dreamcast kind of thing with Postal 1, so yeah, I don't see it happening. Torm is asking any thoughts on scaling down the world map in Postal 4 if it ends up being too big. It's one of the first things I noticed, and I know other people have also brought it up. We actually brought it up in this AMA, I think. Yeah, the map is a little bit too big for its own good, and but we are not going to scale it down now. I mean,
It's too late. Yeah.
it's too late, and
We better make it more full with activities and stuff. It's probably easier to add more stuff than remove it.
Yeah,
And the new vehicles and the new fast travel and everything is gonna be more fun in like the next few months. So I think it's not gonna be an issue with like we are like improving like traversal of the map, like in general. So I think it'll be fine. Yeah. But we even internally we talked about that in meetings. Like the map was too big and we need to find like a way to like fix that. But we're just gonna make the map like more fun to like. There will be more fun to do like along the way between like errands also.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that we haven't announced yet. Just a lot. And yeah, we want to fill up the empty spots. When people tell us about empty buildings, that's the biggest example of wait until you see the final product, because we are not going to have empty buildings forever. We have so many plans to fill up those empty spots. We have Easter eggs that we want to add. We have the collectibles, which is not a big deal for some, but it's a big deal for others. We also want to add buildings, or at least fun stuff to add some sort of verticality to the game. So it's not. It's a little bit. It's too late to make it more compact. We already discussed that in the meetings, like Matt said. But it's not too late to add more fun stuff. Even post 1.0, we are not going to stop developing the game. See it as Postal 2 support, but with more support. Get it? We are not going to just say, hey, Postal 4 is finished. We are not going to pick it up again. There you go. No, that's not going to happen that soon, at least. So yeah, oh shit, Lucas. Fuck. That's pretty much it for this AMA. I need to eat. And,
yeah, I need to go too. Yeah, I need to go
and
to
you
bed.
need to sleep.
I need some food too.
Hey, go fuck yourself, man. Go
Hello.
fuck
I
yourself,
have joined
man.
the party. I have taken over Pedro's show, everybody.
Yeah.
Pedro ended his show. I just started my comedy club.
Sit down, man. Sit down.
No.
Sit your ass down.
No. I call it it's a new nightclub. I call it Brazilian Nights.
Oh my god. No.
Yeah, there's just Brazilian flags hanging in one corner. You get the
You don't
Portuguese
deserve
flag
a
in the other corner.
platform. You don't deserve a platform after saying that I'm Brazilian. How dare you? I'm
How many people
very
have done that,
Portuguese.
though? How many
I have
people have
nothing
done
against
that, though?
Brazilians, but I'm very Portuguese guy. I'm a very Portuguese guy. Galo de Barcelos.
Yo, look at it. Look what Pavomba said. Pavomba said Portugal, Brazil's newest state.
Be funnish. I'm saying a lot of Portuguese stuff. Sardinhas.
Danish? That sounded like you said...
Sardinhas.
Oh, I thought you said Danish. I was like, what?
Danish? What?
Oh, he's speaking you Portuguese or
Oh,
Brazilian, whatever that is.
All right, guys, this was fun. Oh, wait. We'll just take one more call from Pavomba. This is going to be the last call, okay? The last call.
Hello,
Hi there, Pavomba.
Pedro.
Hi.
Visite o Brasil antes que o Brasil visite você.
Get
Come
out
to
of here,
Brazil before
Pavomba.
Brazil comes to you.
Goodbye. Goodbye, everybody. Fuck you.
I have saved you. I have moved him. I have saved you.
Go fuck yourself too. Goodbye.
Go fuck yourself.
69 me.
Pavomba, tell Pedro you want him to have a Brazilian flag. Yeah, we still got some amazing people in here. Awesome. But you know what we should just do? You know what we should just do here? Let's just do this. Let's invite just fucking everybody in.
Oh no. Okay, but no racist Minecraft this time. That got us in trouble.
No racist Minecraft. I am the moderator here, so that will not happen.
Yeah.
I just want to see how many people can we get in here. Oh, look. It's getting big.
That's what it's all about.
Hi there. Could you please give our gold back?
Here we go.
Hi there. Would you like to sign my petition?
Hi there. Would you like to sign my petition?
No way, you freaking pinko.
Hi there. Would you like to sign my petition?
You gotta be fucking kidding.
Nice sucker, cock.
Just give my gold back.
Well, I'm gonna tag Pedro until we
Jingle is stagnant. I'm the minister of glory.
Yeah. What's that awful stench?
Are you going to sign this petition? It's going to be your
Hello,
survival
and what do you
family
want?
members.
I'm waiting for Pedro to come back in here. Get the fuck out of here. Wait, I need to check.
People ask me, hey, what are you doing to my car? On your catalytic converter so I can sell it to buy crack. Don't waste my time with such feeble-minded questions. It's rude. You can't stop the Brazilian Inquisition.
Nobody expects the Brazilian Inquisition.